From Pop Warner to the Dome. From 5Ks to marathons. From Little League to work leagues. Focusing on the community sports lifestyle in Central New York. This is SportsXpress Radio on News Radio 570 WSYR. Now on 106.9 FM.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on with the SportsXpress Radio Show. We have had a lively conversation in the studio. Please believe me. I didn't even realize we were coming on the air. Anyway, I'm here to inform you. The Syracuse University football team. We have a football team, baby. They can play. I was so proud of them yesterday against LSU. In the studio today, our guest host, James Mungro, Syracuse University running back and Super Bowl player. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Perry.
Hey, we had a lively conversation. We might have to carry that on in one of our shows. However, tell me, give me your take on the game yesterday. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. I had the opportunity to watch the game, me and the family, and it was a good game. I think by the way Syracuse played, it got the fans into it, and they showed up, and I was very proud of the team, the way they played. I still, obviously there's a lot more work that needs to be done, but, they played a fairly decent game altogether.
They played a great game, and because they were in it till the very end. I mean, you're talking, look, football is a bunch of statistics put together. Ken kind of disagreed with me last week, but look, you got to have offense, you got to have defense, and you got to have special teams. You got to add one more thing: character, attitude, hustle. They had it all.
They did.
They had it all.
They did. They worked together, and something. Unfortunately, you have ups and downs in the game. And the first play of the game, they threw an interception, and that's just one play of the whole game. And they responded back very well. I was very, very, very. It was a very exciting game.
Yeah. Well, we had some individual standouts, but I guess if you had to call one play. Now look, I don't like to second guess coaches. We got the best coaches we got. Coach Babers, you got my attention, baby. I'll tell you that right now. You had those kids ready to play, and there's no question in my mind that when someone goes to a Syracuse football game from now on, they're going to be entertained. They're going to watch hustle. They're going to watch kids who never quit. They never quit a single second until the last play that was incomplete. Dungy finally, his head goes down because he knows it's over with less than a minute to play.
Something, Dungy has a lot on his plate. And again, that's one area that definitely Syracuse has to work on. Everything is going through Dungy, so God forbid Dungy goes down. I don't know what would happen to Syracuse. I know they have a great backup quarterback as well, but Dungy's throwing the ball, he's running the ball, he's catching the ball. I mean, he's doing it all. Next thing I would just imagine being on special teams.
Yeah. No, there's no what special team? We can't put him on a special team. He's liable to be out for the rest of the season. But hey, I was kind of impressed with the way Mahoney kind of came in there. Obviously, he was there just for a couple of plays to make sure that things didn't get out of hand. But that one play was really something. That little jump pass.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. We've been carrying on the conversation. We forgot about the Kenster. Hey, Kenster, how you doing?
Very good. Good morning.
Did we kind of go a little bit too long with our pre-show
No, I think it was great. James was wrestling you on the ground. And,
oh, we'll talk about that because it involved Kaepernick and involved. Hey, wait a minute! There's a game being played right now, isn't there?
Yeah,
it's
there
over
is.
in London.
Yes.
Ken, what's the score of the game?
Jacksonville was last winning 13-0 over Baltimore.
13-0, and it's in London. Oh, London,
and there's
England.
a 6-hour difference in time.
6 hours.
It's halftime now. It's 23-0 Jacksonville.
23-0
23.
Oh,
and I'm very upset with that because I just switched my fantasy running back with the Ravens, and I got Allen playing for me this week, and there's a 0 right there, so that's not looking too good.
I tell you what.
But they got another half to play. That's the beautiful thing about it.
I know. But wait a minute. This is not Jacksonville. This is something different going on down there. I better start paying attention to them. And I should. I got to start knowing the names of these players that are hacking around.
Well, Coughlin is the what is he, the GM now for Jacksonville? So
I think he is.
yeah, so that's one of the reasons why.
I'm sure things are happening there. He's
Former Syracuse coach.
Yes,
of course.
yes.
And player, I think.
Yes, yes. And then, of course, Giant Super Bowl coach winning.
Yes. Super Bowl. Yep. Are you ready for this report? Because I can't wait for your local. We call it the Community Sports Report with the Kenster, Ken O'Neill.
Thank you, Perry. The Sports Express Local is brought to you by the Davidson Ford Auto Group. In girls high school field hockey this week, Clinton improved to 4-1 with a 1-0 shutout of Canastota. Gianni Trunfio, with an assist from Catherine Stoltz, scored the only goal. It was the Warriors' fourth shutout of the year, all recorded by goalie Julia Ciccanelli. Port Byron had goals by Riley Lust, Jenna Weston, 2 by Riley Gray, and 3 by Caitlin Cordway as they defeated Cato Meridian 7-0. Beeville shut out Cortland 9-0 as Amanda Strength scored 4 goals. Mary Kate McKee had 2, and Loring Brushingham, Olivia Watchub, and Erica Van Slyke had 1 each. Goalie Kelsey Gibbons recorded the shutout. Other winners were Camden, Whitesboro, Moravia, Weedsport, Rome Free Academy, and Cicero North Syracuse. In girls soccer, Katie Stannard scored the game winner as CBA defeated Mexico 2-1. Freshman Hannah Mimis and junior Kelsey De Lola notched first-half goals as the Beeville Bees went on the road and beat Cicero North Syracuse. Clinton scored 10 goals to rout Canastota. Other winners were Mexico, Fabius Pompey, Oneida, Tully, Brookfield, Holland, Patton, Morrisville, Eaton, Remsen, Poland, Onondaga, and Auburn. In girls cross country, the Wayne Invitational, Fayetteville Manlius won Division I with 44 points, followed by Liverpool with 85. Section 3 placed 6 runners in the top 10, led by a second-place finish by Hornet Sophia Ryan. Division II, Vernon Verona Cheryl was a top Central New York team with a 5th-place finish. Camden 8th grader Elizabeth Lucason won the race in 1929. Division III, South Louis finished second overall, led by 3rd-place finisher from Hannah Lelfield. In Division IV, CNY runners took the top 2 spots. Tully's Brooke Robber easily won, followed by New York Mills' Abby Copperweight. In ESM Invitational, CBA led by a first-place finish by Olivia Morganti in 18:52.40. She won the race, and Brianna Wheelock led the Spartans with a winning time of 18:29. And that's a look at the girls' side of things. The boys will be next. This has been the Sports Express Local, brought to you by Davidson Auto Ford, or Ford Auto Group. I'm Ken O'Neill.
All right, folks. Hey, folks, listen. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back because we're going to have Lawrence Moten on. We want to hear what he has to say with James about this football game. This is News Radio 570 WSYR, now on 106.9 FM.
This is Sports Express Radio on News Radio 570 WSYR, now on 106.9 FM.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the Sports Express Radio Show, your community sports connection. We were talking about the Syracuse football game, and Ken came up with a question for James, but we're going to do the community sports report for the gals today right now, Ken.
Well, now we have the boys.
Now the boys, okay.
The Sports Express Local is brought to you by Davidson Ford Auto Group. In boys cross country, the 66th annual Baldwinsville Invitational took place this week. In small schools, Port Byron won the small race, and Homer's Grant Stoke turned in the best Section 3 time in the 2.95-mile race at 15:45. And in large schools, Burnt Hills Ballston Spar from Section 2 won the race, and the best Section 3 finisher was New Hartford's Josh Farmer with a 6th-place finish of 15:46.6 in the 2.95-mile race. In boys soccer, Fayetteville Manlius won the first round against Beeville in what has become an annual battle of area powers, 2-1 at the Swan Pond Field in Manlius. The Hornets got goals from Riley Burke and Noah Craig to improve to 8-0. Beeville is 6-1. The West Hill Warriors made their first half goal by Jack Groom stand-up as they defeated the Skinny Atlas Lakers in a battle of state-ranked Class B teams. And Cooperstown 3-0 win over Mount Markham gave Hawkeyes head coach Frank Myasek his 400th career win. Congratulations to the coach. In boys volleyball, Bailey Bombach leads in service aces with 13. Josh Bigford of Cicero North Syracuse leads in kills with 64. Cooper Colasante Central Square leads in assists with 106. Dan Cirqua of Beeville leads in digs with 28. And Abraham Thompson leads in blocks with 13. In football, Dolgeville scored 54 points in the first half in its 62-28 victory over Waterville. Leading Dolgeville was Chase Dockstader with runs of 3, 5, and 35 yards for touchdowns. General Brown rolled over South Jefferson 57-0 as Thomas Thomas Dupree scored 4 touchdowns. Sherburne Earlville scored 56 in defeating Clinton 56-27, as Dawson Ladeau and Vincent Albertini each scored 2 TDs. Other winners were Bishop Grimes, Syracuse Central, Cazenovia, Jamesville DeWitt, Oriskany, VVS, Utica Notre Dame, Little Falls, Thousand Islands, and Rome Free Academy. And that's the Sports Express Local Report, brought to you by Davidson Ford Auto Group. I'm Ken O'Neill.
Okay. All right. Ken, listen, here's what you got to do.
What am I going to do?
You ask James the question that you asked before we took the break, and then we'll follow that up.
All right, we had talked earlier, James, about Tony Dungy doing as much as he does. What does Syracuse have to do to take some of the load off of him?
Well, I think the first thing is they have to create some type of running game. The running game is, I think the average was 2.8 yards per carry, and that's not going to get it done. That's just not going to get it done. And Strickland, running back, and the other guys that's running the ball, they have to step it up to take the pressure off of Dungy. I mean, Dungy, I think his quarterback rating was 44.4, something like that, and he's doing it all. I was just looking at his statistics. I mean, I can't believe that he is the quarterback. He had a tackle. He had a reception. He rushed the ball. I mean, what else can this man do? They have to take some of the pressure off of him. And, the defense is right there, and the defense is helping him. But, again, I think the most important thing is running the ball. The guys up front, the offensive linemen, have to come together and really, really push that D-line back.
Okay. We had something wrong with the hey, are we on okay? Yeah, I guess we are. Something happened to my microphone here. All right, look, to James's point, but this is the first time that Dungy was not the leading scorer. The leading ground gainer, right? The leading rusher. It was Strickland with 7 for 27. But that's okay. Look, when you play the type of game that they're playing now, which is speed, those linemen are not big, 323-pound. You know what I mean? They're not big. They're fast, and it's exciting. And so it's going to be very hard for them, for those running backs to run over some of those guys. They don't have you. If they had you, that'd be different.
Listen, Strickland only had 2 more yards than Dungy. So Dungy is pretty much, you can say he was the leading rusher again, okay? But again, like I said, they have to get a running game and, to take some of the pressure off of Dungy. What I really liked was the composure Syracuse had throughout the game of sticking to the game plan, the fast tempo. I felt like at times LSU was getting tired, and LSU, Death Valley, that's a big stadium.
Yes,
The crowd was into it. Syracuse kept the composure, kept the penalties down to the minimum. Only 1 turnover, so that's great. They played a good game. They played a good game. I think now that the fans are really going to really start firing them, I think there'll be more people at the Dome now coming up, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do for the rest of the year.
Hey, and I want to hear from Lawrence Moten and what he thinks about Ismail and 11 receptions for 123 yards. Good morning, Lawrence.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, we're doing
good.
We're doing good. So this is Lawrence's world. What do you got going on in Lawrence's world today? Tell us about the 11 receptions for 123 yards by Ismail. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Ismail played very well. He's a big-time receiver. What really surprised me when the reporter said that he actually leads the nation in receptions right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I thought they played very well. It was a very hard-fought game. But, when you're playing on the road, you have to come up with the big plays. That drop bomb was big. Number 10, I can't remember his name. He dropped that touchdown pass, and I think we would have went up 10-7.
Yep.
And who knows what would have happened. And, some of the play calling, it was kind of iffy to me. But overall, I really liked the way they fought. The defense definitely kept the guys in it the whole game. But, and James being a professional, when you're on the road, you have to make those big plays.
Definitely. I 100% agree with that.
Yep. Okay. Lawrence, listen, we're going to switch gears. You got to tell me about Routens now. Tell me about Andy Routens signing, with the Toronto Raptors.
Great move for the Toronto Raptors. Andy's a great guy. I know him personally. I've actually got a chance to see his hard work and his dedication. It's one of the things I tell people all the time, when it's in his blood. His father was a professional. So, I tell my daughters that if you truly love the game and understand the game and you played the game, you know, you want what's best for your children. And, you know, he's gone through a great career. You know, a lot of people understand. I tell the youth all the time, at the end of the day, if you truly love the game, you don't have to be in the NBA to get paid. You know, people really have to understand that this is a worldwide game now, and if you're playing it the right way and enjoy your craft, you can get paid across overseas or wherever it may be. But it's a great move for him. You know, great shooter, nice size. You know, and I think he'll fit the. You know, he's a professional now. You know, we talking about somebody who's been out of college for about 7 years now. So he's a professional. He knows about dedication, and I'm definitely happy for him.
Lawrence, what is your opinion of Carmelo being moved? Oh, did I steal your?
He stole my thunder. He stole my thunder,
It's all
Ken.
right,
He
it's
stole
all
my
right.
thunder.
That's all right.
Sorry
Tell
about
us, what
that.
do you think, Lawrence?
Yeah. You know, hey, great move. Great move if he wants to have a chance of actually having the opportunity to get a ring. You know, a lot of people true people that know the game understand that the move was special, and it was special to me because a lot of people don't know Troy Weaver, who is the assistant general manager for Oklahoma City, was the assistant coach at Syracuse University, and Troy Weaver and Lawrence Moten had a lot to do with Carmelo Anthony coming to Syracuse.
Oh.
So that's a great move. Him and Sam Petrie, the head GM for Oklahoma City, have been doing a great job this summer on picking up two phenomenal players who's going to help Westbrook. Have the opportunity to be very successful on the West Coast. The West is very deep. It's going to be exciting to see on the West Coast.
And the Knicks got a couple of good players in return. They got the big center.
Absolutely. Eric Cantor is a very fundamentally sound player. Good inside-outside game. He knows the game very well. So the Knicks made a good move too. You know, I'm a Porzingis fan. You know, he's a very good young player who has the skill almost as a Dirk Nowitzki, but at 7'3". A lot of people don't understand this guy is 7'3" that can actually play the three position. You know, and
Wow.
I tell people all the time that's one of the gifts of Kevin Durant. You know, who's a DMV guy. He's 6'11", but he's a natural two guard. At 6'11", playing the two position, it's like, that's unheard of. So it's a new time now. The game is faster. I don't want to say they're smarter. I don't want to say they're stronger, but it's probably a more exciting game now, and I'm definitely happy for Melo for basically giving himself an opportunity to at least try to get a ring.
Hey, one more thing now before we let you go here. We got to get to college football, basketball. Nate Roberts, the 6'11" senior from the Brewster Academy in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, I think he's leaning towards Syracuse. He's boiled it down to 3. Syracuse, Washington, and Nebraska. Well, we know why he's thinking about Washington. He was probably, first of all, recruited by coach there. But tell us what you think about this kid and whether there's any ins and you think he's coming here for sure.
Well, you know, I do know the up and coming class that we're picking and choosing is going to be very good. We got 3 good players coming up at Darius Baisley, who's a great player. It's definitely a blessing to see Andy Routens. I'm sorry. When I think of Andy Routens, I think of Buddy Boeheim. They kind of remind me of similar players. So I was talking about Buddy Boeheim on the recruiting class, and they also have a nice young recruit. I'm not familiar with his name yet, but I got a chance to do the elite camp, and I rated him as probably one of my top 5 guys out of the 60 guys that had come to the elite camp a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, we're going to be competitive. You know, it's going to be a tough year, but I tell people all the time, you know, James and anybody that played the sport, it's like this. When you lose a player or somebody goes somewhere else or somebody goes down, at the end of the day, next man up.
There you go. There you go. Lawrence, Thank you very much for that insightful conversation, and we'll look forward to having you in the studio as our guest host next week, right?
Absolutely, Perry. I'll be glad. Right now, I'm out here about to go to check out these young youth out in the valley. They have a little league football game, and I'm a diehard football guy. Also, I love sports. I'm just going to root on the young fellas and give them the spirit to want to be the best that they can be.
Hey, thank you, Lawrence. Talk to you next week.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, see ya. Okay, we're going to take a break, and then we will come back with some lively conversation with the Kenster, Ken O'Neill, with James Mungro, with Swanee, and the pronouns. Always got to open his big mouth. I know that. Hey, this is News Radio 570 WSYR, now on 106.9 FM.
Xpress Radio continues on News Radio 570 WSYR, now on 106.9 FM.
Welcome back to Sports Express Radio, your community sports connection. Thank you, John Davidson, up there on Route 31 in Clay, New York, for being our title sponsor here on the Sports Express show. Hey, we've been talking football, baseball, basketball. We've been talking everything today, but we've got to start focusing on this $100 football hat that you can buy. The Buffalo Bills now have a hat for $100. And the comments on Twitter have been going off the charts. Hey, Bennett, we're talk to Rob Bennett. He's somewhere in the United States. Tell us where you are, Bennett, what you're doing.
Hey, guys, how are you? I'm at beautiful Palmyra Macedon High School getting ready for a Pee Wee football game this morning. It's a little bit warm. Feels more like baseball weather than football weather, but it's a spectacular day and should be fun for everyone.
Yeah, okay. I know you're going to give us your athletes of the week pretty soon, but I got to get your take on a $100 Buffalo Bills football hat. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. It's bluish and it's got a football. It must be some type of metal on the instead of the logo there. They got this attractive logo metal plate on the top of the brim, and then they got a hat, and then they got a sandy colored brim. I don't know.
$100
for a football hat. Would you pay that?
No, I would not.
No.
Oh,
I know absolutely nothing about a $100 hat, but maybe I just tuned that out because I've got 3 kids that are always looking for that kind of stuff. So I guess maybe I'm trying to keep that away from them as I possibly can. But
all right.
$100 for a hat. I'm a big hat guy. I wear hats every chance I can get. But $100, wow! I'm going to have to see that one first.
That's a lot of cans you got to pick up. A lot of cans you got to pick up for that.
Sure.
He bought 2.
Who bought 2?
Rob.
Oh, Rob bought 2. All right, listen. Let's get to your athletes of the week, Rob. Who are they?
Yeah, so you talked about all the rest of the sports, and our athletes of the week this week, we're going to turn things over to the women's volleyball world. And, a couple weeks ago, Perry, you told me you wanted 3 athletes of the week. You thought that would be special, and it just so happens this week there are 3 undefeated girls volleyball teams in Central New York, and so I think it's time to give them some love and, to support the successes that they've had. Team number 1 is the Cazenovia Lakers. They're 7-0 right now, and this was a big rivalry week for a lot of these teams. So Cazenovia at the beginning of the week, they were undefeated, and they had a battle with undefeated Skinny Atlas. They came out on top on that one, and then they ended up beating IT and Hamilton, for their 7-0 record right now. So they have got it rolling. Delaney Yorks, their setter, is dispersing the ball, and she's got some big hitters, Morgan Hottinger and Lindsay Lawson, putting the ball down and getting the points necessary for Cazenovia to be successful. So, we're doing teams and athletes. So the first was the Cazenovia Lakers girls volleyball team. And then, Perry, up in your neck of the woods, up in Oswego, your Oswego Buccaneers are also undefeated.
Yes.
They had a big match against Janesville DeWitt and Powerhouse program with Alex Payne and Madeline Ferris. They're the big setter at Janesville DeWitt. I believe that Madeline's mom is the coach of the JD program. But, Oswego beat them in an epic match. It looked like 3-2. Coming back, being 2 games down, and coming back to win games 4 and 5, 25-23 and 25-22. So want to name the athletes there. For Oswego, Lauren Furlong, 41 assists over those 5 games, which is just absolutely fantastic. Adeline Benjamin, 14 kills and 6 blocks. Brianna Gunther, 14 kills and 9 digs, getting that ball off the ground, getting it back in the air. And Kennedy Shirtliff, 14 kills and 9 digs. So congratulations to the Oswego Buccaneers. And lastly, Baldwinsville. They've just got a phenomenal program up there. I heard Ken mention Cirqua before, a boy on the boys volleyball team, but the coach of the women's team, Mary Jo Cirqua, has just got such an amazing program up in Baldwinsville. That team is also undefeated. They had another big rivalry game against Liverpool this week. They won that 3-1 to stay undefeated. But the stars that we point out again on the setting side, Maddie Stone, she had 2 aces, 3 kills, and 22 assists in beating Liverpool. We had Katie Welcher with 10 kills and 3 blocks, and Kristen Liu with 5 kills and 5 blocks. So, this is just not those athletes of the week, but the 3 teams of the week on the girls volleyball side, with the Casanova Lakers, your Baldwinsville Bees, and your Oswego Buccaneers. So congratulations to those girls and everything they're accomplishing, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, that's
Thank
really
you.
good right there.
Yeah, terrific. Those okay.
Do I
great.
have a couple more seconds?
No, hang on a second, because guess what? Depending, because we're going to talk to the 3 guests in our next segment, but I wanted you to kind of promo that thing with the head coach of the Camilla's Cats, Dave Maloney. Is that what you wanted to talk about, or no?
No, well, absolutely. But Dave Maloney is a fantastic baseball coach, and the entire youth program there in Camillus and the West Genesee program. They've got those kids playing amazing baseball. They're taking them all over the country to play baseball, and I know that they spent a week out at Cooperstown a couple weeks ago and just had a fantastic trip. Played some great baseball, and very excited to hear what Dave and his 2 players have to say. But what I was looking to do was give a shout out to Mitchell Seabury of Fayetteville Manlius. They took down CBA in high school football this week, and as we all know, CBA doesn't lose many football games. I know that CBA had some injury issues with their star running back, and their quarterback went down in the second half. But Mitchell Seabury, scoring 5 touchdowns and rushing for more than 300 yards.
That's a good day right
beating
there.
just
That's
an
a good day.
absolute class act in CBA. He definitely deserves some recognition for his accomplishments on the football field last week.
I would say
I
so.
like
I would
that.
say so.
That's good. 300 yards. Wow.
I wonder how many. It was 317 to be specific. I wonder how many times he carried the ball. Hey, Rob. Okay. All right. Listen. Thank you very much, and we will be talking to head coach Dave Maloney of the Camilla's Cats, the 12-year-old kids, and also Pat Quinn and Cam Hoviter, who play on the team. We're going to be calling them at Coach's house, and they're going to tell us about some of these unbelievable statistics. If for 4 days of baseball, I can't believe it. Anyway, hey, Rob, good luck today. Have a good time the rest of the weekend.
Great job, guys. I'll be listening.
Okay, talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a short break here, but did you want to say something else? Were you going to say something before? Did I interrupt you?
No, not
I
at all.
interrupt you, Ken? I'm always interrupting. Did I interrupt you?
No.
Okay.
You did not?
I want to hear Dave. I can't wait to talk to Dave. Dave, he's taking these boys to another level in baseball in Camillus area, and it's just really good to hear all the good stuff he has to say coming up.
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you now, there are 8 teams in the NFL. Just quickly, because you played, you had a Super Bowl ring there, dude. There are 8 teams who have 2 losses. Only 12% of the teams who start the season 0-2 even get to the playoffs. One of the teams, San Francisco, is 0-3. The chances of them making the playoffs is like 3%. And the Giants are in that position. That I'm bringing up because of the Giants.
The thing about that is making the playoffs is this. I mean, I know you can go with the statistics and everything, but any team would tell you the first priority is to win the division. If you win your division, then you're automatically in the playoffs. So, you can lose against teams early on, as long as they're not in your division. But if they're in your division, that's when the problem occurs. So as long as you win your division, the Colts are in a hole right now, unfortunately. I tell you, a really exciting game was just last Thursday night game. I watched the San Francisco and the Rams game, and
Yeah, too
that
bad.
was a
Yep.
really good game.
Yes, it was a great game. Great game. All right, folks, hang on to your hats. Don't not change that.
$100 hats.
$100 hats. That's true. This
Get
is
some
News
cans.
This is News Radio 570 WSYR. Now on 106.9 FM.
It's more of Sports Express Radio on News Radio 570 WSYR. Now on 106.9 FM.
Yeah, we're back right here, the Sports Express Radio Show, your community sports connection. All right, look, with our guest host today is James Mungro. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Perry.
And our sports reporter, the Kenster, Ken O'Neill. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Perry.
Okay, here we go. We've got the 2017 Camillus Wildcats 12 and under baseball team. They had the privilege of going to Cooperstown, New York, to play at their Dream Park, they call it. There were 104 teams there, and that was last month. I think that was the 18th through the 24th. They finished with a 3-3 record, so they came in, I think, 44th out of the 144. However, I'm sure there's a typo here somewhere, because those 6 games, listen to the statistics, folks. They finished the week with 27 home runs in 6 games, 97 hits, 70 RBIs, 87 runs scored, and with a team batting average of .425.
Wow.
All right, come on. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Coach Dave Maloney of these Camillus Wildcats, that must be a typo, is it not, Coach?
No, thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it today, guys. I hope all is well with you on a beautiful Sunday here. No, it's not a typo. Actually, we went 4-4, so there is a little bit of a difference there. In the stats.
Sorry.
But
8 games.
But our kids, yeah, we ended up 4-4, 3-3 in pool play, and then ended up losing on a 2-out walk-off home run to Webster, New York, to get into the round of 32. But we had 13 kids from Camillus. Great set of kids. 27 home runs. I know a couple of our players are on as well today. Cam Hovatter hit .815, if you want to talk about stats, guys.
Goodness.
.815 for the week. And then Pat Quinn hit 8 of the 27 home runs himself. So, I try to put everything in the perspective. Kids had a great time. Going to let them talk a little bit about the experience, but we're proud about what we're doing in Camillus. We got about 500 kids in our program at Camillus Softball and Baseball Association, and just really appreciate the opportunity to come on today.
Well, Coach,
Coach, I had the opportunity, obviously, living in the Camillus area. My son plays baseball, and I had a great opportunity for my son to be on your teams recently. And, I mean, what you're doing out there with these young men out there, these young kids, is unbelievable out there. And I like to, congratulate the kids and the coaching staff that you guys have. It's a first-class operation out there. And, we have these volunteer coaches out there and the league out there, and they're just tremendous with the kids. And there's the statistics that you just said just recently, I'm not surprised at all, because the coaching staff, yourself, and the coaches you have, it's first class. I mean, what do you expect?
Okay. What, Coach?
No, I was going to say I really appreciate that, and I think a couple of the boys are on, and I think they're pretty excited too.
Yeah. Well, now that you mention that, first of all, we'd like to talk with Pat Quinn, who had 8 of those 27 home runs. Hey, Pat, are you listening?
Yeah.
Okay, so now how old are you? 12 or 11, or are you 9?
13 actually.
Oh, you can.
Okay.
You can be 13 years old. Okay, so
Yeah, after May 1st. Yep.
after May 1st. All right. Now listen, Pat. When you go up to the plate in a tournament like that, because there's a little extra pressure when you're playing in a tournament, especially Cooperstown. Please tell us first of all about that experience at playing at Cooperstown.
It's a once in a lifetime experience. I was lucky enough to go twice, and when you step up to the plate, your whole team is just cheering you on, and you're just trying to get a hit, and you're just trying to do whatever you can do to help your team.
Okay, look, I know that the fences out there are they're certainly not over 300 feet, but
No, they're 200 feet, 10 foot high.
Okay, 200 feet, 10 foot high. All right, so Pat, you step up to the plate, And are you thinking home run? Are you thinking base hit? Just make contact? What are you thinking about?
A couple times I was thinking home runs, but most of the time I was thinking base hits and contact.
Now, Pat, I got a question. Now, before you're up to the plate, do you point? Because I mean, with those statistics you have, I mean, that's pretty good.
Hey, Pat. Hey, listen, Patrick. No pointing. Don't you dare point when you get up to the plate there in an important game.
Yeah, we don't point, but I will tell you, he hit one all of 285 feet.
Wow.
Oh,
baby. It might not have landed yet.
All right. Okay, listen. Hey, Pat, thank you very much. Hang on for a second, because now we'd like to talk to Cam Hoviter. Cam, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you batted .815. I just can't imagine. That's 8 out of 10 times you come to the plate, you're getting a base hit. So what is it that you think about when you go to the plate? If you're batting that, I mean, you're just trying to make contact and get the ball on that bat. And are you thinking base hit? I mean, what do you think your secret is to batting .815 in that tournament?
Well, I guess my only suggestion is you can never swing for the fences. As Pat said, a couple times he was swinging for a home run, but he wasn't usually. You just got to time the pitch, time the swing, and hopefully you'll make some good contact and find the gap.
Well, you know, when you bat .815, that's only. In fact, wait a minute. That's exactly half of what I batted in college. I'll be darned. 407 times 2 is .814. So I just can't imagine you getting on base that often, but they're both great feats.
That is good. That's really good.
Pat with 8 home runs in the 8 games, and Cam with an .815 batting average. It's a great job. I know that Camillus is a great community, and tell us, Pat, do you have anything? Now's your chance to tell us about the old down and dirty coach there, Dave Mamuni. what goes on in the old locker room that we need to know on the air there, Patrick?
I'll let them share that. Guys, be kind.
He loves pin trading. That's the one thing he loves. He's a really good coach, and there's really nothing bad to say about him.
I knew that was coming. Are you kidding me? What were you going to say, James?
Well, no, I was just wondering. You know, I know Dave can get pretty emotional out there, and I know he's very, very good with the kids. There has to be something out there, Pat. What's one thing that you would like the coach to change, if there was one thing?
Pat, listen.
This is your chance now, Pat.
No, Pat. I'm going to interrupt. Don't say anything, Pat. Don't say a word. You said enough. Don't say anything, Patrick. No. Listen, and besides, we got to hear from Cam too, because we're getting down to the. Can't believe the show's already almost over. Hey, Cam, tell us about Coach. This has got to be a great season for you kids.
Oh yeah. Well, Coach is great. He always finds something positive, and he always encourages us. And no matter how we play, and even if we lose big in the last second, he always has a pat on our back, and he's a great coach.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, as long as you boys stay together, as a team, you have nothing but greatness ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice going, guys. Hey, Coach, are you still there? I hope.
Yeah, I'm here, and I really appreciate you guys having us on. We got a great group of kids. Travel baseball has really kind of changed travel sports in general. And again, we're not always going to win games. We lost against a team from California that pulled from 5 different counties. I guess basically cities in the area, San Francisco, Oakland. Yep. We're just trying to stay competitive, and I'm really proud of it. It's not just me. It's our board. It's our softball program, which is incredible and growing. James knows his family's in the area, but we really appreciate you guys having us on. And I'll have a team in 2018 and then with my little guy in a few years. So I got 3 of the next 4 years, and those bunks, I think my back can handle it a few more summers, but I'm not sure how much more.
Okay.
So do you have any more games coming up? Are you're pretty much all done then for the year then?
Yeah, we encourage these guys to go play. Pat's playing right now football, and Cam soccer, and then they'll play hockey. And we're actually finishing up today with the new Cooperstown team, really giving the kids the time off. Then come back after Thanksgiving. We have Pine Grove and Camillus have a great partnership with Sports Zone, and we come back and do 1 day a week. We want everybody to be multi-sport athletes: soccer, basketball, karate, football, everything.
Okay, hey, Coach. All right, folks, congratulations to Coach Dave Maloney of the Camillus Wildcats and the players Pat Quinn and Cam Hovater. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
Yep, talk to you later. Okay, have a great weekend. There they go. Good conversation. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to get enough feedback from Ball. I think that worked out okay, huh, Kenster?
It did. Very nice.
Worked out all right.
That team's amazing right there. I mean, like they said, their program out there is very good, and all the coaches, they really work hard with the kids to get the best out of the kids.
Yeah. Well, listen, I wanted to bring up one more thing. Remember Brianna Stewart that she played out here at what high school she played? Was it Fayetteville Manlius? Did she play? CNS. And her jersey in the Women's Professional Basketball League is now number 2. Nice going there, Brianna. Oh, there it is right there. Hey, James, it was great having you. James, nice having you here.
Thank you. Perry, you think maybe you could buy me one of those hats for Christmas? The Buffalo hats?
The Buffalo hat. Hey, Ken, you want one too?
Absolutely.
I'll buy it for you. Now, you got to admit it's a handsome hat.
Yeah, absolutely. For $100? No.
Yeah.
So, and I have 4 children as well. Rob has 3 children. How many you have? 1.
I wish my son would ask me, could you buy a hat for $100?
And by the way, it's not going over very well with the Buffalo fans, but I'm going to tell you something. They're going to sell them, and they are going to be on a shelf, and they're going to be just like an.
Yeah, you can't wear a $100 hat. You got to put it in a case.
No. You have to.
Like a trophy.
Hey, Swanee, nice going today, pulling it all together. Thanks a lot. Folks, we'll be back next week with the Sports Express radio show. Don't forget, we are your community sports connection. This is News Radio 570 WSYR, now on 106.9 FM.